Yo, welcome to Diz and Los. I'm Diz, and that's not Los.
No, it's not, Diz. Thanks for the invite, though.
Yeah, we had to go into the bullpen and grab you out. You know, you had to warm up a little bit, a couple innings, and then go in from there. Los is actually can't make it tonight. He has to stay late at work. But thanks for joining us. This is Diz and Los with George.
Yeah, I'm the special guest today.
Special guest.
I'm the Randy Velarde of the Zapata brand media. I can jump in and play any position.
There you go.
Any position.
There you go. But first, before we start off, George, you had a great interview today with BC. Big week of fights with Tank fighting on Saturday against Roach. I listened to the whole interview. It was great. You know, BC is a great guy. You know, just from listening to him, I was like, damn, he is down to earth. You know,
Well, I told him that, you know, when I told you, you were like, holy shit, you got BC. We've been fans of his for years, and we've been trying to get him on, but it's just,
I've reached out to him. I still have DMs that I reached out. He never responded.
It wasn't that. He you know, don't put it out there that he's that, because he's a good dude. The guy.
No, yeah, he is.
Little did we know, he was a town over here, knew every part of Berwick, knew every part of Nescapec and Bloomsburg, the town park. We're you know,
I was shocked when I was like, oh, what, you're gonna get Luke Thomas? And then you're like, no, he used to live in Bloomsburg. I was like, what?
No, that is you talk about wow crazy.
Yeah,
well, that's a wow crazy moment, because we talked about Wise potato chips, we talked about the Thanksgiving run, we talked about a lot, and all.
And where was he gonna get a job? You said he was
the Press Enterprise. I was like, oh my god, because we're talking. He's like,
I wish you had that clip when you told him where you were from.
Because he just said, he goes, where are you from? And I thought he was going to be like, oh boy, in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Nescapec, Pennsylvania. He's like, what'd you say? The Nescapec. It's like, dude, I grew up all in Bloomsburg. Like, I was there all the time. I partied there all the time. I'm like, are you serious? It's like, yeah. And Bloomsburg is a big party college. Yeah, it was a big party college. And he was like, man, that's crazy. We talked about everything. Great that guy. Knobles, you know, how great Knobles, and he grew up in Catawissa. He hasn't been there since his grandparents had passed. His grandparents were passed about 5 years ago, and they were in Catawissa. That's where Michelle's parents live now. Her dad lives, and he would go there all the time. Just the reality is, he is a great guy, and he's a regular down to earth guy, and we're going to do a lot of things with him, I think.
Yeah, that's great.
He asked if we were going to the fight. I just couldn't get the credentials. If I got the credentials, I'd go, because obviously my vision, I cannot see. You'd have to go with me.
So. Yeah, I'll have to drive and I'll be the cameraman. But you know, but so you know, a little slow week in sports. Just with the
there's some good. Well, dude, the fights over the weekend were, you know, they said it was going to be the card of the year. It certainly was not. No. It was good. But Shakur his opponent drops out. You had Josh Padley in there, and then you had Martin Bacoli. Yeah. Oh boy, that knockout! Boy, he looked like Jay-Z when you hit him with that back fist.
I know. And then you recorded it and sent it to us. It was hilarious. I mean, but did you see that he was wearing different gloves?
He was wearing Daniel Dubois gloves.
That's
dude. He was there 24 hours and got in the ring. Give the guy credit.
Yep.
I don't think his management did him a solid there on that one, because Martin Bacoli was going to fight. It was going to fight in June, I believe. And he only has one loss. He lost to Mike the Bounty Hunter's kid. He's actually a prospect coming up. This didn't do him any favors. Now, supposedly he got life-changing money.
Well, both of them did, I guess.
Yeah, Padley said he's going to retire, but
but got him a house. 500,000 or something. That's what.
Yeah, but Josh Padley, keep your electrician job, buddy.
But still, is that to show how good, not how good, but how overrated Shakur is? And
I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated.
I'm a big Shakur fan.
I know. I don't think he's overrated. Okay, I think his problem is going to be his hands. I mean, and who he's fighting now. So until he fights someone, a Tank, if he fights Haney, I don't think Haney will do a Lomachenko, someone of that caliber. Where he's going, and like I said with BC, Pernell Whitaker type. I never liked Pernell Whitaker.
Nope.
He may be one of the.
Hate watching it on HBO.
We'd be snoozing. If we couldn't sleep, we'd put in a Pernell Whitaker.
And you know who was always a big fan of Sweet Pea Whitaker? And would always
Damian Porter
and Jonathan Poland.
Jonathan Poland. Oh, they would say all the time, yep. "Oh, Sweet Pea." I said I couldn't wait till he fought De La Hoya, and then to be honest with you, De La Hoya kind of got the gift decision there.
Yeah,
but Sweet Pea only lost to one person legitimately, I think, and that was to Felix Trinidad. Knocked him down a couple times, I think one time at least. That was a bad fight for him. Trinidad was on his way up. Yeah, Whitaker on his way down. So but also the fights over the weekend were average. I thought they was good. Certainly not the card of the year, but I tell you what, the biggest turnoff to these Saudi shows, is how they are all over Turki Al-Sheikh.
And this is the thing. When you posted that video, does he have too much power and stuff? I was thinking the same thing. When I saw that video, him going to the corner, I'm like, wait a second.
Dude, it's funny. It's funny you said that. Kevin that night texted me and said, "Did you read my article and do that?" I said, "Kevin, honest to God, I was thinking the same thing." He's like, "Isn't it incredible that now all of a sudden people are starting to see this?" You cannot have that much power. It's although the money, the promoters are the worst. They're the absolute worst. They are just like, as the kids say, glazing him. It's unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's bad. Although
it just shows you money gives you power. That's it.
And you can do whatever. He was so ballsy that he walked up to the ring to tell the guy he was down 2. Come on. How do you know that?
Now you've seen Mayweather do that from a distance in the stands. To some of his fighters.
Still
not like Sheik and walking right up.
But he didn't own. Mayweather doesn't own the promotion.
Yeah.
He did not own that. He didn't own that card. No, he didn't. Not with Tank. And he was telling him he was down. He didn't own that card. He was in his corner, but it's not that. This is Turki Al-Sheikh's whole thing. This is all his.
Yep.
That'd be like, and I explained it. It'd be like me owning Food Incorporated magazine and saying you have to buy these bagels. They're the best ever.
But you wouldn't be lying. But you wouldn't be lying.
Good point, Dizz. Good point. But what I'm saying is, it's such bias. And now he's talking about the Ring magazine belt, and then he goes out and saying that he put fake news in the Ring magazine.
Yeah, I didn't know that,
dude. That is not good. That's just not good, because then it becomes the Inquirer. Yep. So who knows what to believe? Or
and then the fighters don't trust you, and
does it become WWE where this is not true? They do like each other. They don't. Bet that is a recipe for disaster. And you look at Live Golf.
Yep. Perfect example. Speaking of not liking each other, and then it's just for promotion. Did you see Terrence Crawford and
T.O.? Yeah, boy, dude.
Well, Bud went up to him and called him out. Bud went up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. T.O.'s like that though. He'll say that, and he'll say he won't say it. I mean, that was bad. Lopez doing that's bad. That's now, not good.
What's worse, him doing that or the do-rag he was wearing underneath his hat?
I'll tell you what was worse. You know what was worse?
What?
Did you see Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr.?
Oh, with the egg!
Dude, I was dying laughing. Yo, he had eggshell on the side of his head. I'm like,
now,
bro.
Do you know why he did that?
No.
So when Conor Benn failed 2 drug tests, he said it was contaminated eggs. So that's why he said, well, I'll contaminate you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh,
and then he was leaving. He had 2 more eggs in his pockets.
Oh, fuck. Dude, he had the eggshell on his head. I'm like, bro, wipe that eggshell.
I thought he had a cup of coffee or something and went flying. I was like, what went flying? And then he slowed it up. I was like, was that an egg?
Oh, shit. I saw it quickly, and I thought there was, it looked like thick shampoo. I thought it went went fly. And I was like, what the hell was that? And then I saw slow motion. I was dying laughing. But that's where our fighter, Brandon Glanton, is going to be fighting April 26th in London. He's this co-main event.
Now you said our fighter. Why is that?
We are now sponsoring Brandon Bulletproof Glanton. If you guys could go follow him, he's Team Bulletproof on Instagram. He does answer you back. If you have any questions to ask him, he will answer you back. He is and so is Kevin Early from KevinEarly.com. His logo is going to be on his trunks as well. So Dizz, keep it going. Let's keep it moving here with the next thing. So the fights over the weekend were overall average, certainly not the fight of the century, the card of the century. There was a Don King fight that had 12 title fights on it. I believe that one back in the 90s was fight
But
of the century.
it was shady. That card was a little shady.
A little shady. Well, Diz, let's get right into it as we're doing for our second story. Victor Wembanyama out for the year. What do you know about Victor?
Well, his talent is top of the line. He's as his nickname, the Alien. Some of the stuff he does is ridiculous. His ability is all that is just great. But he's out for the year because he has a blood clot in his shoulder. There's two other people that I knew had that. One, Chris Bosh, who was forced to retire for that, and two was Brandon Ingram when he was with the Los Angeles Lakers. They got traded for AD. I'm not too knowledgeable about the blood clot. Have you ever heard of anybody with it? Boxers or anything like that?
I never heard of a blood clot in professional athletes. You got to figure these guys are well-maintained machines. They have every high-tech thing you could imagine in the training room. And I just saw a video of him training. He's an unbelievable athlete. They did like before and after, when he first came in the league and now. And then this happens to come out a week later. I did see him play. Kevin was good enough to get us tickets from Dave Schaller.
Yes, I forgot about that.
He is a freak athlete. When you see him, he is one of these guys that can hit a three. He can block shots.
He averages like 4 blocks a game. It's crazy.
He's a really unique player. But you had a theory on this.
Yeah, I did.
It happened.
So about 20 years ago, the year that Tim Duncan was coming out of college.
It was more than 20, I think.
Was it 25?
I think it was right around 2000. I could find out quick.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what happened. So David Robinson was out for the whole year because he got hurt. So they tanked. Well, they didn't. They tanked. Allegedly. They allegedly tanked, and they got the first pick of Tim Duncan, and then the Twin Towers started. So is this the way that San Antonio can get the new Twin Towers and go after Cooper Flag?
1997-98 season is when he came in. Tim Duncan. Yeah. If Cooper Flag does come out.
Yeah, and there's talk that he might not because he likes Duke. He loves it out there.
That's definitely a possibility. However, sometimes that doesn't work out.
No.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Like the NBA has been known for stuff to pull shenanigans with the draft, i.e., Patrick Ewing and the Knicks, LeBron James. There's a lot of things. There was a lot of shenanigans there. There's allegedly 2 on that one. But this, I don't know if this would, because Wembanyama's got to have the ball.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag's got to have the ball. Sometimes the Karl Malone experiment to the Lakers doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't work.
Just like, James Harden going to Brooklyn. That didn't work.
James Harden going anywhere didn't work. He went to the 76ers. He went to Brooklyn. I mean, it doesn't work. The Rockets, for some reason, they're just some players that have to have their own teams. Wembanyama might be that guy.
Yeah, because his personality, he's different. His personality, he's from Europe, so France. But when you saw him, did you say, "Wow, this guy's talent is off the charts"?
Yeah, because 2 steps from the foul line, he's right under the basket, dunking the ball. And none of that. His shot from long range, I seen him take a couple threes, swish.
Yeah,
that's you never in the 90s, never seen that like that. Ewing, when he went for a 3 one time, it was like amazing, and he missed. But the only one that I saw him and I kind of link him to is Olajuwon.
Ooh. That
kind of a player where he has a good shot. He's there. He's blocking shots. Like Mutombo was good at blocking shots, but didn't have the shot. Block shots, but didn't have the field goal percentages that this guy has.
The only thing with Wemby is he's a little too. He needs to gain some weight, I think. But he did come. He did get better last year to this year. He did gain like 20 to 30 pounds.
He's coming along. I thought he was going to have a problem.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And maybe it's just his body's breaking down from that. I don't know.
Well, they said the blood clot comes from going shooting
overhead.
But then every basketball player would have it.
But I think his body structure is a lot different than many basketball players.
Now, going to our next topic that I want to talk to you about with NBA, you said, Wembanyama was the best talent coming out. He's right now the best.
So far, he's the top prospect.
Yeah, top prospect. Giannis, there's talks of him wanting out of Milwaukee. Now, when he came in, he wasn't the top prospect. He gained his weight. He took his game to the next level, and now they're saying that he wants out of Milwaukee. Rumors have it that he wants to go to New York, either Brooklyn or the Knicks. I can't see him going to the Knicks. There's just too many people there. They're gonna have to get rid of it. They're gonna have to get rid of some of their, either Brunson or.
Oh no, I ain't gonna get rid of Brunson. No, I get rid of Brunson.
But they have to get rid of that. Brooklyn has a lot of cap space, has a lot of picks. I think in the next 3 years they have close to 15 picks. So they have a team. They have the stuff to get Giannis over to Brooklyn. I just don't think. What do you think about that fit?
Well, I think depending on what they do, MSG does with. See, the hard part about the Knicks is they can never rebuild.
No,
because the ticket prices are so high, they can't rebuild. So if you're going to make a run at it, you got to make a run at Giannis, put him right in the mix, slim it down a little bit, get under the cap. But these guys, they're pretty smart to know you got to have someone there that's marketable. If Brunson is marketable to an extent, Giannis is a different level marketable.
Yeah,
they need that. They need that guy. They need that Patrick Ewing type. They need that John Starks type. They need that. When KD came to the Nets, and Kyrie came to the Nets, they need that.
Yeah,
New York needs that. However, I think you're right. I think Brooklyn is the fit for him because they have a foundation there that he could fit in seamlessly.
Okay.
What they have to do to maneuver a couple of the people around, they can figure that out.
Yeah.
If you have a generational talent, which by the way, I don't think he's got many years left.
Giannis.
Yeah, I think he's got about 5.
Really?
Max.
Wow.
I think he's got about 5. That's like 3 real good years. 2, might go play for like the Washington Wizards and somebody else. That's what I think he has left. That's just my opinion on him because I think you're shocked that Duncan was in 97, 98. Giannis has been around a while.
Yeah. The
COVID years kind of blurred everything.
It did.
So when you look at it, you think, oh, this just happened a couple of years ago. No, it happened like 6 years ago. So the reality with that is whoever picks him up is going to be a team similar to like the Houston Rockets when they picked Charles Barkley up.
Okay. Just the last piece of the puzzle to make
a little bit to plug him in and get me those 15 rebounds, 25 points, 30 points a game. And I think he could do it for about 3 years. 5 pushing it.
I think he could do it. But that would be good for the Nets. Build that brand again. Build that back up.
What brand did they ever have? They've been terrible for years. The Nets were terrible for years.
The Nets?
The Nets are terrible for years. They're bad. They're a bad run organization.
So they lost a lot when they traded for KG and Paul Pierce. That was a bad.
Again, they had 1 year to make that work, and they ruined it.
Did you happen to see any of the baseball spring training starting this week?
Spring training, the pitchers and catchers reporting this week. A little early for me. Did you
happen to see his Soto's first at bat?
Yeah, but don't take that with a grain of salt because Kevin Moss lit up the spring training too for the Yankees. Remember that?
The great Kevin Moss. Yeah, but they're totally 2 different players.
Totally different. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I haven't talked to you about this. Do you think it was a good move for Soto to go to the Mets instead of stay with the Yankees?
I think he was good either way. I mean, with the Yankees, you have a Judge batting behind you. The Mets, they got the good pitching too.
Yeah.
The Yankees had to shore up a little bit of what they're doing with Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
I heard now he's hurt again.
Yeah.
His elbow. The Mets, I think, have the potential to win the East. They got potential because of their pitching.
But
Putting
Philly's
Soto in there, good move.
Mm-hmm.
The bats, they could use it. They could use another bat.
Yeah, they could.
Another left-handed bat, maybe. But I think ultimately, I thought it was a good move either way, whether it was with the Mets or the Yankees.
I personally thought it was a smart move for the Yankees for letting him go.
Well, how many years did he get? Did he get 10?
Yeah, but still, even if he got 5, even because he was so much money, he ate up so much of the cap. They got maybe about 7 position players that they can use with that money that they were going to spend on Soto. And that was what built the team. They needed a team aspect of it, not these, home run hitters and this and that. You need at least one of them. But they got a good little squad that they've signed this offseason.
Listen, I know he had a bad year or didn't have a great year, but Goldschmidt, rookie of the year.
He was MVP a couple years ago.
So he could light it up a little bit, and you might not miss Soto as much as you think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If Judge has a solid year, which all projections are that he will, Goldschmidt coming back behind him, I think he'll bat behind him. That's not so bad.
No, it's not. It's not that bad. Now going with the Yankees, did you happen to see that now they can have facial hair? Did you see that?
Well, I know, and I did see Aaron Judge wasn't as happy as you would think he would be about that.
Because he's a captain, he's old school,
Old school, he said you gotta have rules.
Yep.
And if those are the rules, those are the rules.
Now, we both have facial hair. Would you shave it if you were a Yankee?
I wouldn't go to the Yankees. No, but I'm saying, like, I would if that was an issue for me, like if it was an issue.
Yeah.
I because this is what I'm known to look like this. Exactly. So number one, if you look at it from a marketing standpoint, you are known for this look. You shave it off, I don't know. Like that's not your look. Look at Johnny Damon. I was going to say, that was his look, and it was marketable.
The long hair, and everything.
It was marketable. That's why he was on Seinfeld. That's why he was on. It's a marketable thing. Does that make you choose not to go to the Yankees? Probably not. But I don't know if I would go have the Yankees as my choice. Now Goldschmidt, that's his look. I mean, what are you going to do? There's just things there that are put in play. And I did hear that the Yankees looked at him and they said, "Oh, that's not a good look. Put a beard back. You used a beard, and that's why it was changed." But also saw that Don Mattingly is coming back into the picture. Don Mattingly is coming back into the picture. Now that was a big thing with the Yankees with Don Mattingly.
He was going to leave.
He was going to leave because he's the mustache and the beard. They're like, no, you got to have it trimmed down and whatever. And look where Mattingly's at. Does he come back with the beard? I don't know. I don't think so.
I always wanted Mattingly as a coach.
I thought he would have been a great coach. Donnie Baseball should probably be in the Hall of Fame. That's
another topic we could talk about. I don't know.
But he had 5 solid years. But you put Harold Baines in, that kind of lowered the bar for me. Harold, look at that.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Wow.
There's some people that aren't in the Hall of Fame that have surprisingly good numbers. Kenny Lofton, Ichiro, almost similar. Yeah, look them up.
Wow. But how many years did they play?
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's those are their stats.
Yeah, but I just think Kenny Lofton spread it out longer where
but the stats are the stats.
I know. Numbers don't lie.
People do. Numbers don't. It's not where you finish, or it's not how you start. It's how you finish.
You make a good point with that now.
Think about that.
I never looked at both of their numbers.
Yeah, very similar, which shocked me because I thought maybe Kenny just didn't play in the right place.
Now, what made you look at that? Were you looking by Ichiro card or something? Or?
It came up on a thing that I was looking at, and it just said, "Hey, why is Kenny?" He said, "Kenny Lofton stats, Ichiro stats, very similar."
I have to look at that.
It was shocking. It was shocking. I was like, you never thought. But then again, the late '90s when Kenny Lofton was with the Cleveland Indians, he was a very good leadoff hitter, power, could steal a base if he knew, and a Gold Glove center fielder.
Yep.
So he had all those intangibles too that can make you a good ball player. So maybe he was overlooked a little bit because of where he was in
Could be because
Cleveland.
he had the Albert Bells around him, the Carlos Bayegas,
Who's
Sandy Alomars, Jim Thome.
Jim Thome, the Manny Ramirez.
Yes.
How you forget about Manny?
You know, Jim Thome, you're my homie.
Jim Thome, you're my homie. Yeah.
Speaking of announcers, Al Troutman passed away the last couple.
Al Troutman, a couple days ago, he actually passed away on Monday because Ariel Helwani broke the news to Jim Lampley when he was on his show. Yeah, he did not know. And Al was always one of those broadcasters I thought was really good sideline. And then towards the end of when I was coming out here in '96, he started going into the booth.
Yep.
A little bit, but definitely a voice you recognize. Covered a lot of Olympics, not as much as Jim Lampley though. I think he covered about.
No, Jim Lampley's.
Lampley had 14.
Jeez.
7 winter, 7 summer. So definitely a real good, a tremendous broadcaster.
I always remember him in the locker room. You know, the post game
with Al Troutman. Yeah, that was on what? Was that on the Yes Network or was that MSG Network?
It was MSG, and then it went to Yes. Like he was on both, but you saw it like right when Yes was starting because Mike and the Mad Dog was just going on.
That was the ending. That was when I left here. I came here in '96, so I wasn't doing that. Doing that kind of stuff.
Too busy. You were too busy. Okay, a couple things that popped off. It was broke today that Travis Kelce will be returning for 1 more year. Is his final year in his contract. I thought he was going to retire this year, but I didn't really realize that he had 1 more year in his contract. If they would have won, I think he would have retired. But I think he's going to retire after next year. I think it's done. Father Time was taking a toll on him during the playoffs and the Super Bowl. I mean,
do you think he would that, or was he just so frustrated and all the stuff that was going on?
It could be a little bit of both. But when you've been there before, when you, I know what you're talking about. When you
just frustrated.
Are you saying that, like the home life?
Yeah, everything's out in the open. Every day you go to. It's not every day. X's and O's. It's every day X's and O's and what's going on in the booth.
Yep.
That could probably play a toll on you.
That would be hard.
It'd be hard for anybody, let alone someone with millions of people watching, pulling you in different directions. I get pulled in different directions here, and I'm like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah. Yep. You just say, hey, I need to know who's coming. Yeah, I know.
No, it's good. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, first ballot, probably.
Yep. I don't think he's the greatest of all time.
I think Gronk is. I'll tell you why. You should see someone put the highlights up there. Put some of the highlights up there with Gronk.
Yeah. Gronk is great. But numbers, it's Shannon Sharp and it's Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp. But
boy, people sleep on Shannon Sharp a lot. They sleep on him. I don't know why.
Was it because of the team he was with, Denver, and they had John Elway, Terrell Davis?
They sleep on him, man. He was, man. He was a
player.
beast.
I liked him.
Beast.
But I don't think Kelce will be back after next year. I think he's gonna.
And I don't think he has to be.
He has a job lined up in the booth. He's, acting. He can be like an Eli Manning. He's on every commercial now and this and that. So I can see that. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need the wear and tear in your body. I just think it's going to be time for him to retire. We'll finish it up with the last two, and then we can throw some stuff out. Let's see. Philadelphia Eagles going to the White House. There was rumors that they weren't going. There was rumors that they are going. What do you think? Do you think they should? I think every sports team should go. I
think they should go. I think it's just a part of whether you like Donald Trump or not. I think you go. Just go because it shows unity.
Yes, I was just going to say
when you don't go, it shows that the leader of your country, like, listen, am I a Biden guy? No, I was not. But anytime there was a conversation with my kids or whatever, I said, Joe Biden is your president of the United States. That's it. I don't agree with the policies that he had, but he's the president. Donald Trump is the leader of our country. When you don't show that kind of unity, it spreads like wildfire.
It's just it's just like you. If one of your employees disrespects you, that opens the door for other employees to disrespect you.
Yeah. It's not good. It's contagious. The hatred will become contagious. And they blame Trump and people blame, Biden and people blame this guy. At the end of the whole scenario, this whole thing, it's not right and left. I think it's them versus us.
Yes. That's
that
true.
has that realistically.
Mhm.
And I think Trump is like a disruptor where he came in as trying to expose shit. And
Well,
people
we can
like,
go right to that. We can go right to that.
Yeah, we go right into that next. But like, I think he exposed stuff and they were like, yo, none of this nonsense. None of this nonsense. And he's just a guy's like, I'm not taking that from you. Yep. So whether you lean left, whether you lean right, most people in America are in the middle somewhere. There's stuff I don't agree with my wife thinks, and there's stuff she don't agree with, I think. Like, I think the Department of Education is terrible. She thinks it's the greatest thing going. Because she's a teacher, and she has every right to say that. I don't. I was like, no, you got to teach kids how to do trades and how to be survival people and, survive this stuff. All this other nonsense, it's just background noise. Mm-hmm. Background noise.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot of collateral damage that's going to come out of this. And I've said it before, whether it's the immigration, whether it's the Doge, which we're going to get into in a second, there's just collateral damage. Sometimes I think we don't want some stuff. There's always that stash of money you got in the side you don't show your wife. There's always, so I just think that's what it is. Now, the fact that it's someone else's money that's stashed aside, that's a different story. Exactly. We can talk about that's a whole different topic. But the fact is, there's some things that are gonna blow up here.
For example, Doge. What is your opinion on that? Do you think because what we're all hearing, we might get a 20% from what they find? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, or because I got another question to ask you after that?
Okay, so here's the thing. So, do you get a tax return?
Do I? No, yeah. I pay. I usually pay.
Okay. So I know most people that are on and this is not a knock at them because I'd get money back for years. They're not paying taxes. They're not. So should they get a check back as a dividend if they hadn't paid in? If you pay, it's like the stock market. If you pay into the stock market, the stock does very well, you get a dividend. So you've put money into my business, and guess what? I took that money and made some really good decisions and got you money back. Okay. Why would I give that money to someone who didn't put money into the system?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Secondly, once you do that, then you're now rewarding once again the wealthy. That's not going to sit well.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this. If the lower class or the lower middle class gets a $5,000 check, which, by the way, they won't get, it comes out to about $300 a piece.
Whoa. Say it again?
Yeah. It comes out to about $300 a piece. There's a whole breakdown. I'll send you the video. There's a breakdown. They say this, but it's really this. And it's a trick that they do all the time where they say, hey, our taxes are going to go up 25%. Everyone freaks out and they go, you know what? We're going to give you 20%. Everyone's happy. You just went up 20%.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think about it. They say gas is going to $5 a gallon. Oh, it just went to $3. What was $1 before?
Okay.
With 200% higher. So, that's the tactic they play. So they say 5,000 you're going to get back. You're not getting anywhere close to that. If it even happens, you'll get closer to $300 to $400. But and this is a smart move by Donald Trump. Smart move. This is one of the best moves of all time. If you somehow can pull off giving people $5,000, the Democrats are screwed for the next 12 years. Screwed.
Yeah, because
J.D. Vance will come in and he'll do his 8 years, and they'll have 4 years of Trump. Nightmare city for the Democrats. It is. If he somehow can pull this off, even if you give him back 1,000, you give him back 300, no one's going to care. But then again, that money has to go. If you're saying that it's going to go to the people who paid in, it's not going to touch those other people. the lower class and the lower middle, it is not touching them. And you're gonna the low class, the minority, are the ones that are going to vote Democratic. You have to get them to buy in to your theories. They're sold here. Middle and upper, they're sold Republican. That's just what it is.
Yep.
Except you're in Hollywood and stuff like that. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It's all about lobbying and stuff like that. But that middle rung there that pays the taxes, they are Republican to begin with. Majority of the country is Republican, conservative.
Yeah. Everybody's conservative in some type of way.
Conservative at some point. There are wackos all the way to the left, and there's wackos all the way to the right. Okay? Most people want to be in the middle and left alone. The problem's going to be, where does the money go? And that's going to be a huge divide. Huge. Because if he does that and gives the money to the upper class who've paid the big problem. Big problem.
Now, do you think it's right what they're doing?
Give the money back?
No, digging.
To a point, because I don't want to hear the stuff. Well, he knows my social security number. The fact that they're going after Elon Musk and attacking him, okay, that stinks of something's going on. You're hiding something.
Yeah.
You know, why is it that if your girlfriend or your wife grabs your cell phone, you grab it real quick?
You're hiding something.
You're hiding something. My wife knows my cell phone password. We know each other's passwords. We got nothing to hide. She got nothing to hide.
Yep.
And if she's doing a hell of a job because I can't find it. But what I'm saying is, like, once you start questioning and they start coming after you, like if I start saying, why are you looking at my phone? That's going to raise a red flag on my wife.
Yep.
But what's funny in politics is they'll concentrate on what they're not telling you what the problem is. They're saying, well, he's doing something that he's not. The problem is this: the money's being spent elsewhere. It should be spent here. But there are some things on the other side that have to be spent. Like, look, you can't do a double-blind study about how pigs mate. It has nothing to do with us, period, as a country. It does not. So I get that. That's got to be cut. There's no reason to be sending thousands of condoms to Gaza. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And that's just that's $1 million or something. But either way,
still, there's stuff that's billions.
The shit adds up. It adds up quick. You know, when if you in your own house couldn't do that, they'd shut off your lights, they'd shut off your cable, they'd shut off your phone. So why is the government run like this? The government is the largest business in the world. Our government is the largest business in the world. It's trillions of dollars. If we can't get this right, we got a problem. We got a real big problem.
Now, will heads roll if it comes out that there was fraud? That's not fair, though. Because if you didn't pay taxes, or if I didn't pay, they'll come after us.
Oh, my God. They throw away the cake.
Probably not me, more you, I think.
Well, the thing with that is this. You don't go to jail for not paying taxes. You go to jail for not filing taxes. Okay, not filing is criminal. Not paying it, it just adds up to the rest of your life and they start taking shit.
Okay.
Not filing is criminal. You don't file, that is criminal. You got a problem because now you're essentially evading the taxes. But if you file and you can't pay it, they just tack it on. You ain't going to get nothing. You ain't getting no loans. You ain't getting nothing. They make it hard. I've been through it. They make it hard.
But how fair is that to the,
It's not fair.
Okay.
But the system is not fair to the regular person. The low class that don't make enough money don't pay. The upper class have enough money to get people to have them, but not pay, to go through the loopholes of the system. They pay $200,000 to $300,000 to an accounting firm that says, "Hey, I don't want to pay that," so they can do that. So that goes. The one who gets stuck is the one in the middle, because we will always pay. So the one in the middle, the one from the 50,000 to 350,000, 400,000, the ones who pay. The 400,000 mark is like where they kind of say that's to where they pay the most.
And those are the people that run the country. I mean,
they run it. They'll tell us what to do. It's not that hard. we're momos. We just do whatever they want, and that's it. Get used to it.
I just don't like. I don't like how they're finding all this money, and for instance, the whole Biden family's pardoned. That just does throw up something smelly. People 10 years. Wait. Crimes he didn't even commit, he's pardoned for it. That's just the stuff. I'm like, come on, some things have
to. And here's. Did you see that clip with Rachel Maddow? And I'll try to see if I can put it up here if I can.
President Trump, as he winds down his last few weeks in office, is considering preemptive pardons for all his adult children, including his son-in-law, Jared. What a mess. More as we know. Cue all the hand-wringing and gnashing of teeth today about a president using his power, his pardon power, his powers as president, to do something for a family member. Tell me more about how outraged we all are about President Biden's pardon for his son.
When Donald Trump pardoned his family, there was a rumor that he was going to pardon his family.
Oh, Biden's?
No, this was Trump. When Trump was leaving office the first time, there was rumor of him going to pardon his family. Okay? And Rachel Maddow was all over him, saying, you can't do that. Look at this, da-da-da-da. And then they flipped it like 4 years later. And now she's like, who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't do that? Again, it's on video. It's on video. The video never lies. The internet, they got some wild shit on there. But I'm saying, if you have video of it, it doesn't lie. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
She made a mistake. And then how are you supposed to, and the media is horrible. They're just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to believe someone who 4 years ago was on the other side? I still believe the politicians is like the WWE. There's good guys and bad guys, but in the back, they're all friends.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Damn, we're only almost 45 minutes up on here.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well,
it went by quick.
Yeah, it went by quick. Hopefully, these fights this weekend will be great. George,
I don't think so.
Who do you have coming on the next couple days?
Well, let's start by this. First, if you guys please like and subscribe to Dizz and Los. I know I'm just filling in here. Los is usually here. Carlos is way more knowledgeable about sports than I am. So don't. This is not what you're going to get normally. You're going to get Carlos and Dizz there. So like and subscribe to the channel here. Like and subscribe to Straight Outta Jersey. Also, Joe Zapata Jay-Z has the movie reviews coming out, doing very well with Dave Caleri. So watch those. Like and subscribe them. My show, the Zapata brand, that's the media company itself. I do have Jim Lampley on this week. I had BC Brian Campbell. Tomorrow, I have Marty Corwin. He's got a great book. It is right here. I'm watching here. It is Aram and King. Okay. This book is tremendous. When I mean tremendous, some of the stories about how the Klitschko's were going to sign with Don King, Dizz, you got to read this.
Oh, it is. I never heard about that.
It is a great story. It is funny. And they just said, you know what? We're not signing with this guy. So it's hysterical. So that book is coming out. I have Marty Carwin. And then on Thursday, Thomas Triber, the ring announcer for The Zone and Matchroom. I'm starting to get more and more different people on. I had a great documentary series with Kim Nespley and John Nespley. But at the end of the day, and when it's all said and done, we're just putting as much content together as we can. And as we continue to grow with you guys liking and subscribing and watching the videos, I just got a thing that said we surpassed 450,000 views on the channel.
Wow.
Today. So we're definitely growing. And just
think of that. Just a year ago.
Just a year ago.
A year and a half.
Year and a half. That's all it was. We started last August. Or last August. So we're a year and a half into it and still growing.
I think it's doing great.
We're doing really well here. We're going to do more stuff in studio. Dizz, you'll be back in studio at some point here. Your car is back on the road.
Yeah, my car is finally back. Hopefully, I'll keep it for a couple more years.
Yeah, I hope so too. Either way, I mean, Dizz, I just want to say for everybody, please like and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more stuff coming on. Dizz and Los are going to have some guests on that are in the sports world and other things.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for them. Diz, you take it away.
Hey, George, thanks for stepping in for Los. Like and subscribe. Like George said, we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Professionals.
Not me.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.